Hey guys, MV6900 here, and I'm bringing you another mod showcase. This is actually two, to be honest. Two. Yeah. One is going to be called the Backpacks mod, and the other one is going to be called the Physics mod. What are those two? Well, I'll show you in just a minute. Alright, the Backpacks mod is actually going to contain a couple of different things, and sadly, it's going to have, not sadly, but it's going to have the regular thing called the backpack, and another thing called the large backpack, or the big backpack. There it goes. I'm sorry. Big backpack. And it's also going to have an ender backpack and so on and so forth. I'll explain later on. But sadly, there is supposedly called a middle backpack. What's this over here? Oh, okay. There's apparently called a middle backpack. I'm not sure what that one's supposed to be, but let's see if I can get that up here. Yeah, as you can see, there's no texture. I can get one, and when I right click, nothing shows up. And then when you try to shift, it has 0 and 0 slots used. So there really is no slots for these things for the middle backpack, so there really would be no point of making it. Is there any, is there any way to, nope, no way to make it. I look weird. Anyways guys, let's get right on to the review. The first one is called the backpack, and what you're going to need is just the way you would create a regular chest, and that's basically what they are. It's just chests that you can take around with you. What you're going to need is the same way you used, same recipe that you used to make a chest, except you're going to be using leather, and that'll make the backpack. And when you right click it, it basically is a chest. It's just called backpack, and you get all the slots you would get from a chest. A regular chest, see? This one just says chest, this one just says backpack. And sadly you can't place it down, but you can take it with you. So that whenever you have stuff that you need to put in a chest, instead of putting it in a chest, you can just put it right here and then right click it like this, and it'll be gone. It won't be in my inventory, it won't be anywhere. But when I put it right there, it'll be back in here. When you're holding an item in here, you can throw it, and that's part of the physics mod, is just throw it and then it falls flat on the ground. That's pretty cool, don't you think? Yeah, that's pretty cool. So pick it back up, and it's still right there. Let's take that out. The next one is called, well, I call it the black backpack because you need an ink sac to make this backpack. Basically, it's just a backpack, but you can use any colored dye right in the middle, smack middle of the recipe that you use for the backpack. And this will create the black backpack. It's just a colored backpack, and I prefer a colored backpack than a regular backpack. Who wants that dull brown color? I want a black or green or blue backpack. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. Basically, it does the same thing. It's just a different name. So we're going to put that back, and on to the next one. The next one is called the big backpack, and this is a little bit different recipe. It's a little bit more difficult. It needs something called tanned leather, and I'll show you how to make tanned leather in just a moment. For tanned leather, it's just the same recipe as a regular backpack or a regular chest, and it creates a big backpack. And when you can use this, you can right click it, and it'll be the same as a large chest. You could take it with you. You could put stuff in it. Oh, you don't want to do that. Put stuff in it, and when you want to keep messing up, and when you want to put something in there, again, it'll be the same as the backpack. You throw it, and it won't fall out. So that's pretty cool. And it actually saves a lot of space. So that's great to have. Let's put that back. I forgot to take that. Oh well. I forgot to take out the frame out of the backpack. Oh well. The next one is called the big black backpack. Again, I am using black because I like the color black. I use like squid ink. All throughout high school, I would use black backpacks. I wouldn't use any other design or anything like that. I'd use a mesh black backpack, and that would get me through the thing. Anyways, this is the same as the big backpack. It's just in a different color. Give me one moment, and we will go right on to the next one. And the next one is called the Ender backpack. And what you're going to need for this one is the same recipe as a regular backpack. You just need the leather, but this one you're going to put an Ender chest right in there. And this one, you're going to have this, and it's just basically another regular backpack. Except, amazing thing, whatever you put in here will also end up in an Ender chest. And I think that's pretty amazing. Don't you think? Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So if you ever put anything in the Ender chest, you can just have this with you at any given moment. And if you ever need to go and all the way back to your Ender chest, instead of going all the way back to your Ender chest, you can just go right here and right click, and your stuff will be right there in the Ender backpack, instead of you having to go all the way back to your house to go to the Ender chest. And we're going to go right on to the next one. And the next one is called the workbench backpack. And what you're going to need is the same leather as the other backpacks. Same regular leather, but this time you're going to put a crafting bench right in there. It's called the workbench backpack. We're going to see what that does right now. Bam! You got all these slots. You can keep those in there to be the same as the backpack. But you can also put a crafting table. Take clear crafting mix. You can actually keep the crafting stuff in there. Anything you put in the crafting section, it'll stay in there the next time you bring it out. And you can also have this stuff, so whenever you need to craft something that's very hard or something, you keep all that recipes right here, and then you'll just have those stuff right there. And whatever you need, it'll just create it right there. Bam, boom, done. Nothing else. The next one is called the big workbench backpack, and what it's going to need is the same leather as the big backpack. It's just going to need tanned leather in the same order and a crafting bench, and that'll create the big workbench backpack. And what that'll create is just another slot right here. You can have even more items for your crafting recipes. So whenever you need a crafting bench and you don't want to waste the wood, just make a big backpack, or a big workbench backpack, or a workbench backpack, whichever you choose. Anyways, it'll be right there for you, just for you, for, conventional reasons. The next thing we're going to do is called the bound leather. And what bound leather is basically that leather right there. That is what you're going to need to make tanned leather. And what you're going to need is 7 strings. Why not? 2 regular leather, and it'll make the bound leather. The next one is called the tanned leather. This is what I was going to explain to you earlier. I said it in a moment, but whatever. This is called the tanned leather. You are going to need 1 bound leather that we just showed right there. A bound leather, and you're going to put it in a furnace. This is why I have this set up in right here. Then you're going to need a furnace, and you're going to need something to cook that bound leather, and it'll make the tanned leather right there. Freaking tanned leather. Why not? It's tan. So that'll help you create the big backpacks, or the big workbench backpack. Now, as I said earlier, this is basically the physics mod. Basically, you just throw it, and instead of it floating, it sits there, which I think is pretty cool. That meat's gonna get sandy. I'll take that meat. Basically, what it's just gonna do is just gonna lay there. Anything you throw, like literally almost anything. Let's get raw chickens, chain plates, and a chest. Anything you throw, it's basically just gonna flop out, and it's just gonna lay on its side. Look at all that. That is a pretty cool effect, if you ask me. That is pretty cool. Anyways, guys, I really hope you did enjoy this mod review. If you liked this video, hit that like button. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Anyways, guys, have a nice day, and I will see you next time. Bye.